Hello and welcome back. As always, my name is Lazer, and today we are checking out part 2 of the Dehaka patch review. And like I told you guys last time, today we are checking out strictly hero changes. We got a lot to talk about, so let's stop wasting time and jump into Gull, the first one on the list. Gull can now use Shove and Eye of Kilrog while riding in the Dragon Knight or Garden Terror. Personally, I don't understand why wasn't he able to use these abilities before, so here you go, a bug fix, nothing really important here. Greymane's basic attacks in human form have received responsiveness improvements. Melee basic attack animation speed increased by 50% to match the speed of his range basic attack animation. Again, more of a correction here. But we do have some decent changes to mark for the kill. Bullet range has been increased by 25%, and more importantly, bullet speed has been increased by 45%. What does this mean? This means it's going to be a whole lot easier for us to land our mark for the kill. Does this mean that Greymane is now a too heroic kind of hero? I doubt it. Keep in mind that this still does crap damage. It's still a skill shot, it can still miss, and you know what? It just applies vulnerable and then you can leap, which again does no damage. It's not that big of a deal. I still believe that mark for the kill's base version should look a whole lot more like the level 20 upgrade in order to be viable, and I still believe that Go for the Throat will be the go-to option for Greymane. Illidan, the first hero that received a huge overhaul. Shadow Shield, Regen Master, Seasoned Marksman, Follow Through, First Aid, Giant Killer, Blood for Blood, and Stone Skin have all been removed. So the old Illidan is then and gone. Health increased by approximately 15%. Health regeneration also increased by a considerable amount, and attack speed increased by approximately 10%. Okay, so flat out increases to his base health, health regen, and attack speed. This is mostly because the scaling changes really hit Illidan hard. Nobody really saw it coming, but that's what happened. We got a new talent at level 1 called Unending Hatred. This one comes in to replace Seasoned Marksman, which got removed. And you will see this brand new design philosophy for these quest talents, how Blizzard likes to call them, all through the actual reworks, okay? So check this out, guys. Permanently gain 0.1 basic attack damage for each enemy minion killed and 1 damage for each enemy hero killed nearby. Upon reaching 20 bonus basic attack damage, gain an additional 10 basic attack damage. So you have your quest, right? This is the quest, and this is your quest reward. At no point during the game will you lose anything if you actually die, okay? I never was a fan of their quest talents, but now with the kind of quest reward added to them, they look a whole lot better to me, okay? I think they're a lot better. What do you think? Let me know in the comment section down below. Again, you're gonna see a whole lot more of these examples in the reworks that come. New talent at level 16, Fiery Brand. Every 4th consecutive basic attacks against the same enemy hero deals damage equal to 6, yes, 6% of the target's maximum health. Just think of that on a Cho'Gall. You might say, well, okay, but it's every 4th consecutive basic attack. Considering Illidan's increased attack speed, okay, it's not that big of a deal for him to get 4 attacks consecutively on the same target. So obviously against high HP teams, or if we're just fighting a Cho'Gall, we're probably gonna be picking up Fiery Brand. Betrayus first, his straight healing received has been increased from 20 to 40% of basic attack damage, a 100% increase, huge buff to his straight. Thrill of Battle, however, has been removed. Firsting Blade talent redesigned and moved from level 4 to level 7. This was a dead talent. Increases Betrayer's first healing from 40% of basic attack damage to 60% of basic attack damage while Sweeping Strike is active. So huge increase. Again, another 50%. We're going to 60% of basic attack damage, but only while Sweeping Strike is active. Sweeping Strike used to be active for 4 seconds. With the rework, it's only active for 3 seconds. So kind of a small window there. But again, we got good attack speed, so we can make it work quite nicely. As long as we're not CC'd. Hunter's Onslaught moved from level 16 to level 7. Again, another dead talent for Illidan, which got reworked. Healing increased from 15% to 25% of ability damage done. Now only affects basic abilities, so not your heroics or your one ability, which will be Blades of Azzanoth, yes. And also, most importantly, healing doubled against heroic targets, okay? So another dead talent reworked quite nicely. It's quite potent now. Tried it on the PTR, it's pretty good. I think we're gonna be picking it up on a case-by-case basis, okay? If we want sustain, if we don't want sustain, but I do believe it might become mandatory because from everything I saw from Illidan up until this point, I think he's going to be played into dive a lot. I may be wrong. Again, it's still very early to tell. The PTR only been up 2 days now. Q ability, let's move on. Lunge has been removed and Friend or Foe has been moved from level 14 to level 4 and also was reworked. You will see that they coupled Lunge and Friend or Foe, which were again 2 very rarely picked talents, and made 1 decent talent. Targeting an ally no longer reduces dives. Cooldown? and now also increases dives range by 43%. Lunge used to increase the range by 30%, and friend or foe, you could have used this to dive to an ally, but you would get some cooldown reduction. The only thing here is that we don't get the cooldown reduction anymore. Keep in mind, if you dive to an ally, you don't flip to the other side, you just dive to them. Rapid Chase talent move from 7 to 4. Movement speed bonus reduced from 20 to 15%, less mobility for this one. Reflexive block talent, no longer triggered by evasion. This was a bug, we talked about this specific subject in my previous episode. Okay, welcome change from my point of view. Casting dive now provides free block charges. Each charge reduces damage taken from next incoming basic attacks by 75%. This is not a specific case for reflexive block, okay. All block itself has been reworked, okay, so it mitigates 75% damage, not 50 like it used to. Mar for Death talent redesigned that move from level 4 to level 16. Dive deals additional damage each time it casts again the same target within 10 seconds. Okay, so this is what Illidan does. Illidan focuses on one specific target, he dances on one target and pretty much kills it, okay. This specific talent right here, Mark for Death, will make it easier for you because obviously you're gonna cast subsequent dives on the same target. Maybe you're chasing a Vala and so on and so forth. Love this new talent for Illidan. Sweeping Strike W damage bonus duration reduced from 4 seconds to 3 seconds, what we were talking about earlier. Fell Reach and Second Sweep have been removed, and Battered Assault has been redesigned. Hitting 2 or more enemy heroes with Sweeping Strike increases its damage bonus from 45% to 100%, but it's very iffy. You gotta hit at least 2 enemy heroes, okay. Immolation talent move from level 4 to level 1. This used to be meta for Illidan, okay, but it used to be at level 4, and the damage also has been reduced by approximately 20% and moved to level 1. At level 1 we no longer have Shadow Shield though, so we'll see how it folds out for Illidan with this specific talent. Unbound. If you're not familiar with Unbound, this talent used to allow you to go through terrain using your W, okay. Your W is Sweeping Strike, okay. You could go through walls with this specific talent. Unfortunately, nobody really picked it up because there were better options at level 13. Now also reduces the cooldown of Sweeping Strike by 5 seconds if it doesn't hit any enemies, meaning minions, meaning creep, anything, okay. Please don't hit anything or you're not gonna get the cooldown reduction, but you're still gonna be able to go through walls. I hope this becomes the new thing for Illidan because I definitely love to escape going through walls with Sweeping Strike. Not a lot of players kind of see that coming, for Illidan at least. New talent at level 14, Nimble Defender. Hitting an enemy hero with Sweeping Strike grants resistant for 2 seconds. This is not the cooldown, the CC reduction that Sergeant Hammer has. Okay, if you Google resistant, the Sergeant Hammer thing with 75% less slows, roots, and so on and so forth comes up. No, this is not what this is. This is damage reduction by 25% for 2 seconds. This is what resistant is. This one at least. New talent at level 16, Blades of Azinov. This was teased in a print screen that Blizzard shared with us earlier in the week. Hitting an enemy hero with Sweeping Strike grants 1 Blades of Azinov stack up to a maximum of 5. Upon earning 5 stacks, Blade of Azinov can be activated to gain 50% basic attack damage for 8 seconds. Activation consumes all stacks. So this is a separate ability on your 1 key. It's gonna be easy, okay, to get this up to 5 stacks because again we got very good AA speed. And you're gonna be able to use it in a team fight at least a couple of times, okay? This is a good talent. I played around with it. The duration 8 seconds, 50% basic attack damage is pretty good. Then again, it's at level 16. At level 16, we normally get the powerful talents. So yeah, definitely like Blades of Azinov. Evasion E duration has been increased by a whopping 25%. But again, keep in mind, we don't have Shadow Shield anymore, okay? New talent at level 13, Elusive Strike. Reduces evasion cooldown by 3 seconds for every hero damage with Sweeping Strike. Well, pretty self-explained here. Sixth Sense talent ability damage reduction increased from 50% to 75%. Okay, and again you will see this change from across the board. This 50 to 75 damage mitigation. Not really a particular case on Illidan, okay, and not on anybody else. Okay, you'll see it, like I said, across the board. Now only affects the first 2 abilities that would deal damage while evasion is active. Okay, now it used to be that Sixth Sense would be active for the full duration of your E, okay. Now only for the first 2 abilities that will hit you. Overall, I don't know, are we still going for Sixth Sense? I used to go a lot for Sixth Sense. I still think we're going for it, especially that the damage mitigation has been increased to 75%, and 2 abilities is still okay. I mean, it's not like it can be triggered by something meaningless. At least you're gonna have one more stack of it, you know. So definitely like the changes to Sixth Sense. Metamorphosis R no longer increases attack speed. Now this is a big hit, the Metamorphosis. The health bonus, however, has been increased by approximately 10%, and Demonic Form will now also provide a 20% attack speed. Demonic Form is the level 20 upgrade. The Hunt, Nowhere to Hide, this is the level 20 upgrade again, now also passively reveals all enemy heroes who are below 25% health. Who are below 25% health. It's gonna be useful sometimes, but definitely not all the time. But I will say that from all the games I played on the PTR, every Illidan I played with or against, all of them use the Hunt. Okay, none of them actually use Metamorphosis anymore, and it would be kind of shitty for Illidan to become a one heroic kind of hero, simply because, well, I like Metamorphosis, we all do, okay, and now his skins also got the art updated, so it better reflects the Metamorphosis if you're going Mecha, if you're going Druid, and so on and so forth. It would suck, okay, from what I've seen on the PTR, everybody plays with Hunt now. Will it become the new meta? We'll have to wait and see, and obviously I will bring you guys a full updated build guide for Illidan when everything clears up. Okay, let's keep on going to Jaina. Bolt of the Storm has been removed. They really don't like Bolt of the Storm, do they? Improved Ice Block, move from level 13 to level 20, cooldown reduced from 60 to 20 seconds, duration reduced from 3 seconds to 2.5 seconds. Okay, let's talk about this a little bit. A lot less survivability for Miss Frost Wizard here, Frost Mage. Right, so you will see that a lot of heroes got Bolt of the Storm removed. Sylvanas still has Bolt of the Storm for some miracle. We're gonna get a whole lot less survivability for Jaina because simply at level 14 we could have had improved Ice Block. We don't have it anymore. Bolt of the Storm is gone. We only get improved Ice Block at level 20, which is no Bolt, okay? There were situations where Ice Block would be better than Bolt. For example, Tyriel uses Judgment on you. Bolt of the Storm is not gonna help you. Ice Block will. Okay, but then again, Bolt of the Storm would help you get over walls and escape engagements and so on and so forth. I used to couple these two together for mad escapes. I would Ice Block, okay, and when you Ice Block, usually your enemies kind of relax a little bit. They know where you are, you can't go nowhere and so on and so forth. Then you insta-cancel Ice Block and Bolt away, okay. It usually took them by surprise for like half a second, which was usually kind of enough to get away. So yeah, overall a lot less survivability for Jaina, simply because up until level 20 you cannot pick any survivability talent. The cooldown of your improved Ice Block has been severely reduced. The duration reduction doesn't really hurt that much from my point of view considering the cooldown, okay? But yeah, overall it's gonna be way easier to kill Jaina. Bye bye. A Frostbite trait, Ice Barrier moved from level 16 to level 13. Yeah, okay, doesn't really matter all that much from my point of view. Kael'thas, okay, this is the hero. This is the second big redesign. Let's get into it. Gathering Power and Venom, Clairvoyance, Arcane Barrier, and Bolt of the Storm have all been removed. You see, Bolt is gone, just like in Jaina's case, and Venom should never. I don't see the point of Venom on a Mage, but that's just me. Gathering Power removed, Clairvoyance, which again shouldn't really be on a damage dealer, should it? Let's see what else. Mana Addict talent. Okay, upon gathering 25 regeneration globes, Kael'thas gains the Arcane Barrier ability. Okay, the one that got flat out removed. So you see, this is one of the new quest talents we were talking about earlier. Activate Arcane Barrier to receive a shield equal to 100% of Kael'thas maximum mana for 4 seconds, 45-second cooldown. So the same old cooldown for Arcane Barrier, the same duration, but the amount has been reduced from 150% of Kael'thas' mana to 100%. Okay, so it's a bit of a nerf, but then again, you get this one for free, guys. Okay, how long will it take you to get 25 regeneration globes? If I'm not mistaken, Arcane Barrier was a talent level 16, or was it 13? I think it was 16 when you used to pick up Arcane Barrier, and practically now you kind of get it for free if you pick up Mana Addict. Okay, it's a bit of a watered down version, granted, but again, I like these new style of talents. Okay, these quest and reward talents upon quest completion. Again, you don't lose anything if you die, and you should get by level 16 25 regen globes. What I wouldn't like to see is Kael'thas is roaming from lane to lane looking for globes. Okay, that spells disaster from my point of view. Keep on going to Verdant Spheres trait. The Felon Fusion talent now also increases ability power by 5%. So it not only heals, it also gives you 5% ability power. This is, I do believe, at level 1. I may be wrong. Mana Tap talent has been redesigned. Activating Verdant Spear restores 4% of your maximum mana. Sunfire enchantment, damage reduced, okay, but about 10% of Sunfire enchantment here. Not a lot of players played with Sunfire enchantment. Now there might actually be a build which involves Sunfire enchantments. Now, since we're on the subject, guys, I have about 2 build ideas for Kael'thas. One revolves around, weirdly enough, a lot of damage through Sunfire enchantment and his basic attacks, and the one is kind of more like AoE-ish. So one is like single target for basic attacks and Sunfire enchantment and bombs, and the other one is like AoE damage through his Q ability Flamestrike with the brand new Fury of the Sun. Well, okay, I got 2 ideas which I'm playing with right now. Obviously, I will bring you guys a full updated Kael'thas build guide. I just don't know which hero to start with first. Damage reduced on the Starfire enchantment. Okay, we talked about this. New talent at level 16, Twin Spheres. Verdant Spear gains an additional charge. But the talents at level 16 are kind of all good now for Kael'thas. It's gonna depend which way do you choose to go. You want more single target damage? Do you want more AoE damage? You'll see. It's pretty cool. Flamestrike, cool. Q damage reduced from 247 to 213, so about a 10% damage reduction here. Damage empowered by Verdant Spheres reduced from 356 to 320, again the 10% reduction. Flamethrower has been removed. This was the talent that gave you increased range for your Q ability Flamestrike. Conviction talent has been redesigned and at level 1 now increases Flamestrike damage by 5 for each enemy hero hit by Flamestrike up to a 100 damage. Loses all bonus damage on death. Okay, but it's still one of those new quest talent thing. Once Flamestrike reaches 100 bonus damage, so just don't die until you finish it, gain an extra 50 bonus damage and keep all damage bonuses permanently. Okay, so even if you die. This is a high risk, high reward kind of quest talent for Kael'thas, which you can pick up at level 1. You're gonna forsake a mana talent at level 1, but then again you can pick one at level 4, and maybe even rough it and not pick up any mana talents at all. I have tried it with no mana talents at all. It can work, but I kinda cringe. Okay, there are situations where I hate it. New talent at level 7, Burned Flesh. Hitting more than one hero with Flamestrike causes each of them each to take damage equal to 8% of the maximum health against high HP targets with a little bit of CC. Obviously, this will be the way to go. Fury of the Sunwell. Delay between Flamestrike casts reduced from 1 second to 0.5 seconds. This actually adds a lot of viability to Fury of the Sunwell. Okay, 0.5 seconds, not that long. Careful that the tooltip right now says 1.5 seconds. It is not true. I timed it, okay, with an actual, stopwatch, and it's actually 0.5 seconds. If you time your E ability stun just right, right after you land one of your Qs, you will be able to hit the same target twice with one empowered Flamestrike using this specific talent. It's pretty good. Love it. Living Bomb, W, the explosion radius has been increased. The default explosion radius has been increased by 10%. Explosions now spread Living Bomb to all nearby enemy heroes not already affected by it. Can no longer be cast on targets already affected by Living Bomb. Boo-hoo. So double bombs are canon. Okay, the D into double bombs, that's gone forever. You can't do that anymore. Chain Bomb has been removed also. Pyromatic talent cooldown reduction decreased from 2 seconds to 1 second. This was the ability cooldown reduction talent. Fusion Bomb has been moved from level 7 to level 13, no longer increases Living Bomb damage. And bonus to Living Bomb explosion radius reduced from 40 to 20%. So if you end up picking up Fusion Bomb, you'll still roughly have the same explosion radius as before, simply because the base amount has been increased by 10%. So there you go. Okay, you see how that will kind of links up together. Backdraft. Move from level 16 to level 14, and the movement speed slow has been reduced from 50% to 30%. This was so good. This one's so good with double bomb spread to 80, right? 50% slow was huge, okay, from the start. There were other viable options at level 16, but this was a very good talent. Is it still good? Yes, it's still good, but 30% ain't that much. But then again, you're gonna be able to spread it, theoretically at least. Oh no, not as good as before. Okay, let's keep on going. New talent level 16, Sun King's Fury. Played around with this one a little bit. Basic attack deals bonus damage to targets affected by Living Bomb. Living Bomb lasts on your target for 3 seconds, but you can cast one, throw 3 basic attacks, cast one again, throw 3 basic attacks, and you can also add the what was it? The extra damage you get, okay, the spell damage you would get if you pick up the talent for your D, for your trade. So I've been playing around with this build, kind of made around basic attacks with Kael, okay, and this actually, the Sun King's Fury does a lot of damage. I couldn't believe how much it did. I think about at level 25 on an Arctus, it did like 525 damage, okay, just the bonus from the basic attack damage, okay, while Living Bomb was active on the target. Definitely like this this talent here, and it's in my single target damage build for Kael. New talent at level 20, Master of Flames. Living Bomb can now spread indefinitely between heroes. Two keywords here, obviously, indefinitely and between enemy heroes. Meaning what? It will not spread to creep, minions, structures, but between heroes it can spread indefinitely. Well, considering how Living Bomb works now, and you can double bomb a single target and blow them up, it's, I don't know, I tried it, I didn't really like it all that much, to be frank with you guys. Gravity Lapse, using Verdant Spheres to empower Gravity Lapse now also increases its stun duration by 50%, so you're gonna get 1.5 seconds out of it when it's empowered. Tri-Optimal has been removed and Gravity Throw has been removed. Energy Royal redesigned and moved from 1 to 4. Hitting an enemy hero reduces the cooldown of Gravity Lapse by 7 seconds. Netherwind has been redesigned, increases Gravity Lapse range by 40% and refunds mana when an enemy hero is hit by Gravity Lapse. Sadly, this no longer increases the speed. I loved Netherwind. I used to play with Netherwind all the time, simply not necessarily because of the range, but because of the speed. Okay, it was a lot easier to land a proper Gravity Lapse on your opponents, because again, the normal speed of Gravity Lapse is kind of shit. Okay, you have plenty of time to get out of the way if you're not crowd control. New talent at level 7, Gravity Crush. Gravity Lapse causes enemies hit to take 25% additional damage from Kael'thas for 4 seconds, and this one again is in my kind of my basic attack spell damage build for Kael. Right, and that wraps it up for Kael'thas changes. Obviously, I'll bring you guys an updated build guide. Like I said, I have 2 builds I'm working on. One is more focused around the AoE, and one is focused a whole lot more around single target damage. Let's keep on going. What do we got? Kerrigan Ultralisk. Attack damage has been increased by approximately 10% for her Ultralisk Thorask talent. This is the level 20 upgrade, isn't it? Yes, nobody really plays with Ultralisk. 8 time life decrease from 8 to 4. Okay, here we go. And egg health decrease from 1. Okay, so no big deal here. Okay, the time life of the egg. Okay, the Thorask will rebirth faster, but the egg is a lot easier to kill. Okay, so it's gonna take a whole lot less damage to actually kill the egg, but it's gonna respawn faster. Quick reaction, then you'll be fine. I don't think we'll start picking up Ultralisk now. These changes not really worth it. Needs better buffs than that. Lunara Noxious Blossom Q. Choking Pollen talent damage bonus increase from 50 to 100%. This was a dead talent at level 16, I do believe, when we get the W talents for Lunara. Okay, either range or the speed for our AAs. Now keep in mind that Choking Pollen will deal this bonus damage over only if your trait is active on that specific target. Okay, so it's a little bit iffy. Crippling Spores W, let them wither talent. The slow amount applied by Crippling Spore no longer decays over its 3-second duration. Slow amount reduced, however, from 60 to 50%. This is another talent at level 16. These are the 2 dead talents at level 16. Okay, Blizzard is buffing them in the hope that we will pick them up. If we need the CC, then absolutely this looks good now. Okay, a more reliable slow 50%, 3 seconds, not bad at all. Are we giving up our range or AA speed at level 16 on Lunari? Probably not, but I do like this one, and if we might need CC, we can pick up Crippling Spores. But I still think our old options are a tad better. Nice to see, though, buff the dead talents without nerfing existing awesome options for that specific hero. Thank you, Blizz. The Butcher, Lamb to the Slaughter. Check this one out, guys. Targets affected by Lamb to the Slaughter are now silenced for the ability's duration. Pam, pam, pam. Awesome buff to Lamb to the Slaughter. Duration, however, has been reduced from 4 to 3 seconds. Should have enough time to destroy whatever he caught, unless it's a super beefy tank. Lamb to the Slaughter, chain and silence effects will now be removed if the target becomes invulnerable or unstoppable. Okay, so Tyriel's Sanctification or Uther's Divine Shield. Okay, you can get him out and it will cancel it. With this buff, however, comes a huge increase in cooldown from 60 to 90 seconds, and you might say, oh man, that's too mean, a 50% increase, but think of the level 20 upgrade, guys. All targets in there, not only chained, okay, so nowhere to go and nothing to do either because you're silenced for the duration. They can only move and that's about it, can't cast spells and can't really go nowhere. Okay, so this overall, I see this as a buff. This cooldown increase does hurt a lot, okay, definitely, but I do believe is justified considering all the implications, especially the level 20 upgrade. I think it's called Slaughterhouse. Tychus, okay, Tychus Finlay, the notorious outlaw. Now, I did mention in one of my recent videos about Tychus that he is boring. We've been playing Tychus kind of the same for I think a year now, okay, so I definitely love the fact that he's getting redesigned. The most used build for Tychus and one of the most effective at any rate was the Q build for Tychus. Just keep on pumping your Q, you put your Q ability overkill on a target, you will deal the damage, and at the end you just finish off the target with a grenade. Easy to do, very efficient, but it got boring, okay, enough is enough. The hero has received a significant talent, health increase from 1545 to 1669. This is about a 10% increase for Tychus, no change in scaling. Please excuse me for just 1 second, guys, I don't want to cut the video, I just want to have a drink, I'm parched. You don't mind, do ya? Okay, health regeneration increased from approximately 322 to 348, again about a not even a 10% on this one, more like a 7%. Regen Master talent has been removed, so has Scouting Drone, Focus Attack, Vampiric Assault, First Aid, Sizzling Attacks, Problem Solver, Executioner, Stone Skin, Nexus Frenzy, Bolt of the Storm. Okay, you see, Blizzard is getting away from the general talents, okay, the non-hero specific talents. They're kind of keeping the non-specific hero talents, but they're kind of making them more personalized towards one specific hero or another. Okay, that's good. Okay, more personality per each hero, that's a good thing. Okay, it kind of more correctly contours, if you want, the playstyle of a hero. But it used to be so fun to see 5 bolts of the storm go off at once or in quick succession. That's kind of gone now. Relentless talent renamed Relentless Soldier and moved from level 13 to level 7. Duration reduction for silences, stuns, slows, and roots decrease from 50 to 33%. New talent at level 4, Master Assassin, and this is what kind of everybody's been talking about, guys. Hero takedown increases attack speed by 2% to a maximum of 20%. While at maximum stacks, Tychus is gained an additional 10% attack speed bonus. Again, one of them quest talents, okay? You don't lose anything if you die. Okay, you don't lose anything if you die. So all you gotta do is complete your quest to take out 10 heroes and get a 20% attack speed, and you will also get a bonus at 10% attack speed here. Okay, awesome talent. There's a huge discussion which talent should be used at level 4 for Tychus, which one gives the most damage on Reddit, if I do believe. Now the math would indicate that Master Assassin is like the best talent for damage wise for Tychus at level 4, simply because the bonus actually applies to Odin. So there's a heads up for you guys, the bonus does stack with Odin, and that's a big deal. And also kind of provides the best damage as well. According to some charts and graphs, which I don't want to bore you guys with. New talent at level 13, Neo Steel Coating. Activate to reduce incoming ability damage by 50% for 3 seconds, 30-second cooldown. So a bit of a better, depending on your point of view, spell shield for Tychus. This is spell shield on demand for 3 seconds, okay, for the full duration, but a huge cooldown, 30-second cooldown. So you can get better value out of this one simply because it's on demand, exactly when you know you're gonna be hit. Here comes the Kael'thas Pyroblast, the feeble Kael'thas Pyroblast. I'm gonna activate this, 50% less damage. Awesome. Okay, cool. Let's move on. New talent at level 20, Sizzling Attacks. This, like I said, they're taking the non-hero specific talents and kind of personalizing them per each hero, which they want to keep them on. You get it, right? I hope. Basic attacks deal 1% of the target's maximum health as damage. Simple, to the point, okay? Basic attacks deal 1% of target's maximum health as damage, and you might believe that this is no big deal. Let me remind you guys, Tychus is the hero with the fastest basic attack speed in game. This matters a whole lot, actually. I seen Tychus is on the PTR being able to chunk through tanks like nobody's business, okay? It brought down, I don't know, I think a Cho'Gall in like, I don't know, guys. I don't think it reached 10 seconds, and the Cho'Gall was like, I don't know, 30% HP, and I was like, what the hell is going on? Just versus a Tychus. Minigun trait. Minigun has been redesigned, no longer requires the wind up, so Tychus is changed forever. The minigun wind up thing was kind of his trademark. Okay, it's gone now. Activate to cause basic attacks against heroes to deal bonus damage equal to 1.5% of the target maximum health, lasts 3 seconds, and it's on a 12-second cooldown. In 3 seconds we're gonna get a good amount of AAs in. Again, tank shredding, this is what Tychus is at this point. This is how he looks. Again, your minigun is activated now on a 12-second cooldown. Rapid fire has been removed. Lock and load has been removed. New talent at level 4 in the rhythm. While minigun is active, each basic attack against an enemy hero permanently increases its duration by 0.03 seconds. This is another cool talent, okay? So while minigun is active, each basic attack against an enemy hero permanently increases its duration by 0.03. Okay, and again, you're gonna be able to stack this up, stack this up, stack this up. Let's keep on going fully loaded. Talent at level 4 decreases minigun's cooldown by 4 seconds. Simple to the point. New talent at level 4, the bigger they are. Increases minigun's damage bonus to 3% of the target's maximum health against enemy heroes who are above 40% health. I do believe that's what that Tychus used there. Okay, so it's a huge talent. 3% on Tychus's attack speed is a really big deal when fighting high HP targets, and at that level 4, very strong talent. Minigun has no effect against targets under 40% health. Okay, but keep also this one in mind. So no effect against targets under 40% health. And the minigun, okay, so it's flat out gone. Bit of a trade there. So I guess this, like, can it be any more anti-Cho'Gall than this? I'm not sure. New talent at level 13, that's the stuff. Tychus is healed for 100% of the damage dealt while minigun is active. Couple this one with, where was it, with in the rhythm, and you got a fantastic dueler. Absolutely. Overkill Q, armor piercing rounds move from level 1 to level 16. From 1 to 16, but the bonus damage increased from 20% to 50%. Spray and pray, again, these were like the most picked up talents, these three for Tychus. Spray and pray move from 4 to 13. Bonus to overkill range increase, however, from 15 to 25%. Lead rain talent has been moved from 13 to 16. So you see the problem with this one. This is why old Q Tychus is dead and gone, because we can no longer have these three together, which is what his overkill build used to be. Okay, simply because lead rain and armor piercing rounds are now at the same level. I guess we can give up lead rain. Lead rain was the slow while you actually kept your Q on a target. Frag grenade W. Shredder grenade and melting point have been removed. Concussion grenade talent moved from 16 to level 7. Now also increases frag grenade radius by 25%. New talent at level 16, Titan grenade. Enemy heroes take additional damage equal to 5% of their maximum health. Again, look at this guy. He's like this huge anti-health hero. You got a high health hero, you're gonna grab Tychus now. It's gonna be an insta counter. He's got all this health percentage based damage. Okay, the tank buster. Okay, the new tank buster has arrived. Run and gun E no longer interacts with minigun. Cooldown has been increased from 8 to 10 seconds. Tin pack has been removed. Now, a new dash we got. This talent functionality has been changed. Gather regen globes to increase movement speed after casting run and gun by 1% for 2 seconds up to a maximum of 25%. And again, one of these new quest talents. After reaching 25 stacks, run and gun range is increased by 50%. Okay, huge survivability talent for Tychus, and this is at level 1. I think this is at level 1. After you complete the quest, what do you need to complete the quest? What is this? How many did you need? 25. Okay, so you need 25 regen globes. You should get those by level 16 at the very least. Okay, but again, this would mean that Tychus is gonna roam from lane to lane and look for regen globes. Again, I'm not sure I want that from my Tychus players. But there you go. I like the talent overall, and I like this new approach to quest talents, like I mentioned. New talent at level 1, Shrug It Off. Run and gun grants resistance, reduces incoming damage by 25% for 3 seconds. Just like in Illidan's case, okay? But I think Illidan only gets it for 2 seconds. New talent at level 1, Press the Advantage. Run and gun increases basic attack range by 25% for 4 seconds. New talent at level 1, Combat Tactician. Each basic attack reduces run and gun's cooldown by 0.75 seconds. I don't think we're gonna go for this one. At level 1, I do believe the new one, what's it called, the dash talent is gonna be like the best, but I may be wrong, obviously. New talent at level 20, Bob and Wave. Run and Gun now has 3 charges and its mana cost is reduced from 50 to 25, guys, so you can cast these 3 in quick successions. You don't have Bolt of the Storm anymore because again it got removed from Tychus, but now you can dash 3 times in a row. It's kinda cool, and depending on what talents you pick up for that dash, you can make some nice plays like that. Laser Drill, Drakon, or Drakon, whatever. Laser Drill, health increased by approximately 10% scaling the same, and attack range has been increased by 10%. The thing is, if we're going at level 4 for Master Assassin, then it would be a crying shame not to go for Odin. Okay guys, overall for Tychus, I'm seeing some mad damage from this guy. He is the new tank shredder, there's really no buts about that one. Obviously, like in the case of the other reworks, I will bring you guys a full build guide for Tychus, updated build guide. I'm losing my voice. Excuse me one more second. Alright, Aperture. Ultimate Evolution will now inherit Charism Trait. Bug fix. Asmodan. Globe of Annihilation. Check this out, guys. One line, but it matters so much. Check this out. Globe of Annihilation. Taste for Blood talent. Duration in which enemies' deaths will permanently add a Globe of Annihilation damage increased from 1 to 1.5 seconds. This is a 50% increase. This will make it so much easier for you to actually get your stacks, okay, up for your Q ability, Globe of Annihilation. The Asmodang skin is almost here, guys. Therefore, we need to be able to do better dunks. In order to be able to do better dunks, there you go, okay? I love it. Why? I like it. Okay, I don't really play all that much Asmodan, but I like the skin and I want to dunk people. I wasn't gonna buy the skin, but then at the end of the video, the Asmodan with the Asmodang skin goes like, "We shall dunk on these fools," and then I had to buy it. It was right there. GG, well played. So definitely gonna pick it up and show you guys a video for it. Gazlowe. Again, one of the reworks. Now, I won't stand here and say to you guys that I knew a whole lot of things about Gazlowe. I played Gazlowe a long time ago in a galaxy far, far away. Okay, I haven't really played him because, well, he was, for the most part, a troll pick. The only cool thing about Gazlowe, again, from my point of view, was his combo from Gravel Bomb into Exploding Charge, and that was about it. Not very efficient at what he used to do, so I stopped playing him a long time ago. Alright? Let's see. We got a rework. Demolitionist, Promote, Mule, First Aid, Burning Ray, Stone Skin, Fury of the Storm, and Hardened Shield have all been removed. Salvager trait and Break It Down talent tooltips have been updated. Nice. New talent at level 10, and it's Raining Scrap. Activate to create 1 scrap every second for 5 seconds near Gazlowe. 60-second cooldown, so you'll get 5 scrap from this over 5 seconds with a 60-second cooldown. Separate ability on your 1 key or your 2 key, whatever you choose to bind it. Rocket Turret Q mana cost has been increased from 60 to 70, and the range increased by approximately 27%. However, because of this increase in range, long range turrets have been removed. New talent level 16, Superior Schematics. Rocket Turret deals 25% more damage when Gazlowe is in their attack range. Okay, you will see that he kinda promotes his own turrets when he's in range. When he's in the little circle, they get a little bit bigger and they have this like reddish aura around it. Looks pretty cool. I did try Gazlowe a little bit. Death Laser W. Goblin Fusion talent move from level 4 to level 16. Hyper Focus Coils move from level 16 to level 7. New talent at level 20, Firing Malazors. Yes, you're so funny. Blizz, this was a meme like years ago. Firing a Death Laser now causes each rocket turret to fire its own Death Laser as well. I actually seen this one in a quick match on the PTR. There was like this Gazlowe who set up all his stuff and he was like waiting for a Vala to turn the corner. The Vala turned the corner and him and 3 turrets fired at the same time and just practically nullified the Vala. It was gone. Looked pretty cool. I like that one. Charging Death Lasers to its second and third power levels increases the range of turrets Death Lasers but not damage. Okay, so you can the range will increase for your little turrets when you cast Death Laser but not the damage, meaning if you're like in combat, you want to get some quick damage off, just tap the W and then tap it again, okay, and deal the damage fast like that. Played only a little bit with Gazlowe again. Exploding Charge E. Mana cost has been reduced from 70 to 60. Cooldown increase from 12 to 14 seconds. New talent at level 4. Arc Reactor reduces the cooldown of exploding bombs by 2 seconds and adds 2 charges of rocket turret when hitting an enemy hero with exploding bomb. So 2 charges only if you hit a hero with exploding bomb. New talent at level 14. Extra Large Bombs increases the cast range and radius of exploding charge by 25%. Quick release charge talent. Cooldown between exploding bomb charge uses reduced from 2 to 1 second. I don't know. Robo Goblin functionality has been added. You can now press R to manually target active turrets. Okay guys, so if you have turrets which are attacking minions and some hero comes to attack you, okay, you just press R while hovering over the enemy hero and the turrets will start focusing that. Like I said, I'm not gonna pretend I know a lot about Gazlowe because he was pretty crap, okay, and not that many people played him. He saw like no competitive play and so on and so forth. But now this is a great opportunity for me to actually rediscover Gazlowe. It's gonna be like finding a new hero almost, okay? So definitely will bring you guys an updated build guide for Gazlowe just as soon as I get accommodated with him. Let's keep on going to Turkey. Hello Turk. Block talent renamed to Fish Tank. Now the thing is, each char reduces damage taken from the next incoming basic attack by 50%. I don't know if this is supposed to be 75%, just like in the case of everybody else, or is it personalized for Murky? Okay, this may be a type or this may be the truth, I have no clue. March of the Morlocks damage has been increased by approximately 30%. Okay, I saw a lot of people use March of the Morlocks. Kinda hurts now, okay, kinda hurts a little bit. But you know me guys, I don't care about Turkey. Nazebo, Gargantuan, basic attack damage has been increased from 228 to 274. So what is that guys? 20%? That's like a 20%, isn't it? Okay, increase on basic attack damage, however no longer deals bonus damage to minions or structures, your Gargantuan. Now I don't know what was the bonus. The talent just said deals bonus damage to minions and structures, okay? I don't know what was the bonus. Would this increase in basic attack damage? Is it like the same? Obviously this is better because it counts towards heroic targets as well, like enemy heroes, okay? Okay, Sylvanas, the final rework hero, I think it's the final one. This hero has received significant talent changes. Basic attack damage has been increased from 74 to 85, that's 10% extra damage for her basic attack. On the nose, Corruption and Venom and Blood for Blood have all been removed. Will of the Forsaken has been moved from level 16 to level 13. I didn't really play a lot with this talent, I only picked it up by mistake in a recent video. There's other better options at level 16. Remorseless talent moved from level 7 to level 16. Damage bonus has been increased from 25 to 40%. New talent at level 7, Possession. This is Blizzard admitting defeat. Okay, Possession as in your old heroic ability, which nobody picked up. It was garbage since launch up until this point. It's now a separate ability on your 1, 2, 3, or 4 queue, and so on and so forth. Turn the allegiance of a non-catapult enemy hero, stores up free charges. There you go, it's Possession. Sadly enough, it's kind of like the best option at level 7. The thing about Sylvanas now, from her rework, from what I played and noticed so far, they kind of forcing her into pusher spec, okay, into flat out pusher spec. Like for example at level 1 and level 7 you kind of got across the board only pusher talents, no more assassin-y talents, a little bit at least, okay? That's at least what I noticed so far. Turn the allegiance, yeah, we talked about this. Black Arrow straight, paralysis talents move from 4 to 1, duration bonus has been reduced to 100 from 100 to 75%. You will see this is justified simply because at level 16 you can pick up a talent that will actually allow black arrows to have an effect on heroes, not the stun, okay, that would have been stupid, but stacking slow. Unstable poison talent, explodion damage no longer affects heroes or structures. Boo-hoo. Overwhelming affliction talent moved from level 13 to level 16, slow amount per stack increased from 5 to 6. Oh, this was already in the game. Oh, I didn't know. I never played with this particular talent. I only now recently picked it up to see how it works with the paralysis talent at level 1. New talent at level 1, Mercenary Keen. Nearby non-boss allied mercenaries deal 50% more damage. So you'll see at level 1, like I said, you only have pusher talents. Here's a secret, I'm not really sure I like the rework about Sylvanas, but we'll talk a little bit later. Withering Fire Q damage has been increased from 39 to 48, so huge damage increase for her Q ability Withering Fire. However, Splinter Shot has been removed, with the Wind talent moved from level 1 to level 4, Barb Shot moved from 1 to 7, Evasive Fire moved from 13 to 16. Overflowing Quiver, this talent's functionality has been changed. Now releases a free Withering Fire shot whenever a nearby enemy minion dies. However, the free shot can only hit non-heroic targets. Again, more pusher than assassin-y like she used to be. She used to be kind of assassin-y. I liked it. New talent at level 4, Withering Barrage. Gain an additional charge of Withering Fire and charges fire 43% faster. So 6 stacks and they fire a whole lot faster. Shadow Dagger W. Life Drain has been moved from 7 to 13. Lost Soul moved from 1 to 4. This talent's functionality change now reduces the cooldown of Shadow Dagger by 1.25 seconds for each enemy hero hit. Okay, so it's gotta split the heroes to get the cooldown reduction. Cold Embrace. This talent's functionality has been changed, no longer reduces Shadow Dagger's range. However, only the initial Shadow Dagger target becomes invulnerable. So gone is the glorious AoE-ish, well, kinda AoE, vulnerable that Sylvanas brought. This was so strong on Sylvanas, loved the Cold Embrace talent. Now it's only on the primary target. No longer special. It's not special anymore. I guess that's my problem with it. I'm a little biased towards Sylvanas, and I'll tell you why too. Haunting Wave E, Ranger's Ambush talent has been removed, and so has Shade Form. Windrunner talent moved from 16 to 13. Withering Fire charges now refill after teleporting. The duration in which Haunting Wave can be cast a second time for free has been increased from 2 seconds to 5 seconds, so plenty of time to recast it. And finally, the new heroic ability, Mind Control. This is the only thing I like about the rework. After channeling for 1 second, gain control of an enemy hero's movement for 2.5 seconds. And level 20 upgrade, this talent's functionality change obviously now increases the target's movement speed by 100%. Okay, so here was my first meet with this new heroic ability. We were prancing around for a fight. All of a sudden, the enemy's team Morlocks starts charging at our front. Like, we were like, what the hell? And the Sylvanas was like, special delivery, boys. There you go. Okay, so this is an amazing ability. It's got a pretty good range to it. Okay, it's got a cast time. When you actually, you start casting, you're gonna get about, what was it? 1 second, 1 second cast time, and then you're gonna be able to control the movement of a enemy hero. What it doesn't say here is that that specific hero cannot do anything about it. You could interpret from this text that he or she can still use abilities. That is not the case. They're just along for the ride at that point, and you run that Lieutenant Morlocks or their healer, their backline, whatever, right into your team. Okay, in that 2.5 second margin, you do have enough time just when you're prancing around, for a team fight, just to grab a hero, take him out of position, and practically make the pick for your team like that. And I've been seeing Sylvanas use this new heroic ability as an initiation to a fight. Okay, you're gonna prance around eventually. All you need is a decent Sylvanas to catch one of their backline off guard and run them into your team. Pretty cool as well. The enemy team can react to this, obviously. Okay, they can body block their own guy, they can try to engage on you at that point, but that forces them. Okay, again, it forces their hand, which usually ends up in bad positioning, which usually ends up in you winning the team fight. Definitely love this new heroic ability, and maybe the best part, this is a subjective matter obviously, while actually channeling for those 2.5 seconds, she sings Lament of the Highborn. I don't know exactly how you pronounce Lament of the Highborn. This is the same song you would get when you open Sylvanas' music box from World of Warcraft. It's absolutely precious for a Warcraft fan such as myself. Alright, enough about that. Overall, I like the new heroic. She used to be a whole lot more assassiny than she is now. She is kind of being forced into pusher. And I liked Sylvanas in assassin mode simply because she was my most effective hero. Believe it or not, Sylvanas was by far my most effective hero in ranked gameplay and Hero League, that is. Okay, and I always had a thing with her. Okay, I always had a good hand with Sylvanas. I'm just not sure this will be the case anymore, but like I said, subjective matter. When it comes to the new heroics, I am sure now we got 2 usable heroics, okay? The other one, Wailing Arrow, obviously will still remain a very good option. That's an AoE CC, okay? An AoE silence, big deal, and decent damage on it. Easier to land, skill shot, good range. It's gonna detonate on your mark. It's a good heroic ability. Mind Control definitely has its place, and like I told you guys, I have been seeing it used as a flat-out initiation, and I loved it. But that's, again, this is like the only thing I love about the new Sylvanas. Also, her sounds have kind of been updated. Some I like and some I don't understand why the hell they had to update. But yeah, that's just my thoughts on it. The Lost Vikings, Olaf the Stout. Time between block stacks reduced from 8 to 5. More survivability for Olaf. Alright. Zul. Attack speed slow now only affects heroes and summons. Meaning what, Laser? Meaning it no longer affects minions or mercenaries, for example, okay? Before, with Zul, you didn't really have much of a problem going in to fight an enemy or an engagement in the middle of their own minions, because one, you'll clear them really fast because of your W, and also because of your W, you'll also slow their attack speed, so for the time they were alive, they weren't gonna do that much to you, okay? Now, this changes that. This is a considerable nerf from my point of view to Zul. Zagara, Niduswarm. While inside a Niduswarm, health and mana are now restored at the rate equal to Hall of Storms. Hall of Storms is the spawning pool, in case you don't know, okay? Nidus Worm can now be cast while inside another Nidus Worm. Zagara now exits Nidus Worm instantly and can also exit right-clicking the minimap, so no more cast time on that one. Alright guys, finally Zagara has a second heroic ability, and finally Sylvanas has a second heroic ability. I've been asking for this, we've been asking for this for the longest time, and I love it, okay? Don't count out Nidus Worm, don't underestimate this change. It's a big deal to enter your Nidus Worm and get full on HP and mana relatively very quickly, okay? I would like to see now explore another backdoor tactic with Zagara. Definitely love the change to Nidus Worm. Does this mean that Zagara actually has a viable second heroic ability? I do believe so, okay? It still doesn't have that much value in team fights, but when it comes to pushing, this should be pretty good now. Okay, a lot of sustain, tons of sustain, okay, with this one, from level 10 onwards. Just keep in mind that the Nidus Worm can still be damaged down rather easily. Okay, we're almost at the end. Support Brightwing. Pixie Dust. Damage reduction has been changed from 50 to 75%. Keep in mind that Pixie Dust, what it did, it gives stacks a block, okay, and like you know, block has been fundamentally changed from 50 to 75% mitigation. Fast Fit trait, Elusive Fit. This spell again gives stacks of block, so that's why the 50 to 75. Rhaegar. Earthbind Totem can now be hit by area of effect. Ability is easier to get rid of Rhaegar's Totem now. He no longer is the Wolf God, but he still is pretty strong. Joanna, reinforced damage reduction, again the block fame from 50 to 75%. And Grizzled Bear, the blocks for Misha, again the 50 to 75% damage mitigation. My friends, that's it. Finally. Now you see why I had to split it into two parts. Obviously, guys, I will bring you build guides for all of these reworks. Which one will be first? That's the only question I have. And you know what? I'm gonna leave it in your guys' hands. How about you decide, okay? The hero who gets the most comments, the most votes, okay, per single person, alright, will be the first build guide updated from all of the reworks. And that's gonna be it. Thank you guys for watching. Like, favorite, share, and subscribe if you enjoyed the content. And I'll see you guys again soon.